America as we know it is a melting pot and a home of opportunity. America is a land of different faces, different places, different traditions, different cultures, ideas, and customs. My name is Cody Lanier, and I am the son of a woman from New York and the son of a man from Georgia. I am a man of Russian blood. Like you, I am mixed with different backgrounds. And today I want to dive in and peel back the layers of my Russian heritage. Today, I will discuss the push and pull elements of Russian immigration, from who migrated to Russia first, the cholera epidemic in Russia, the American industrial era, Russian immigration, and its correlation into World War I, and Russian immigration today by breaking down that flow, and statistics of Russian immigration over the past 15 years. According to the Library of Congress, in an article discussing Russian immigration, it was stated that the first Russians to come to U.S. territory didn't even have to leave Russia to do so. That in the 18th century, Russian explorers traveling from Siberia discovered Alaska and claimed it as a possession to their emperor. The first Russian settlement in 1784 were fur traders that founded trading posts throughout the territory. The fur traders saw this move was a very lucrative opportunity. The Alaskan Purchase, according to a Russian immigration article found at immigration.info, and that's immigration with an E.info, was made due to the fact that Russia failed to discover any significant natural raw materials. Per that same article, on March 30th, 1867, America signed a treaty with Russia purchasing the Russian-American territories consisting of a little under 590,000 square miles for $7.2 million, while Russia was under the leadership of Tsar Alexander II. At the time of this purchase, there were only 800 Russians in this region. But not all of the transitions from Russia to America came this simple and lucrative. There were environmental and political factors that pushed Russian immigration as well. According to a Journal of Social History, the Russian cholera epidemic, 1892 to 93, and medical professionalization, it states that cholera epidemics of the 19th century produced disaster and devastation, and also valuable historical evidence. Russia was included in this epidemic. During the 1800s and the early 1900s, cholera became very prevalent in Russia before modern water and sewage treatment systems. Due to this predominance, riots erupted during the years of 1830 and 1831, as anti-cholera incentives were not taken by the Russian government. And due to the lack of attention, there was a destructive cholera outbreak in 1848 that took 3 million lives in that 1 year alone. Because of this environmental factor, it pulled Russian immigrants to flee to America to escape death and to seek new life and safety with the reduced fear of disease. Despite the negative environmental and political factors that influenced Russian immigration to America, there were economic factors that pushed Russian immigration to America as well. According to an article found on Immigration Info, and again that's immigration with an E, the second industrial revolution centered on steel, oil, and electricity required vast amounts of unskilled labor to man the factories in America. Russian immigration flourished in America due to this industrialization, which sparked a boom of economic and industrial growth. The age of steel brought new technology and inventions that interchanged steam power with electric power. The new American businesses encouraged Russian immigration as a source of cheap labor. The age of steel in America influenced many pull factors for Russian immigration to America. The economic factor of the second industrial revolution gave Russians many opportunities to build a new life and to gain new employment for Americans and Russian immigrants all the same. In 1891 to 92, there were terrible weather conditions which ruined the grain crops many Russians depended on as a source of food. Due to this famine, many Russians literally starved to death and created another pull factor which led to an increase in Russian immigration to America. Now, when we fast forward to 1914, the start of World War I, we know that there was violence and conflict in Russia, and it was worsened by Lenin and the Russian Revolution. Due to the spread of communism, many Russian intellectuals and business owners escaped to America for safety and political freedom. Due to the war and the Russian Revolution, the Soviet era was on the rise, and communism led to the Cold War. The political, economic, and social factors came to the end of the Cold War, and the dissolution of the Soviet Union, which happened in 1991, and that led to a new political and economic system in Russia. This transition allowed for Russian immigrants to be united with their families in America and to enjoy the opportunities available in America. According to the 1990 U.S. Census, 2.95 million Americans claimed Russian ancestry, and stated by the 2014 U.S. Census, 2.85 million Americans claim Russian ancestry. So a little drop. It is also said, according to Ancestry.com, that almost half of the Russian newcomers from between 1880 and 1910 put their roots down in New York City, Boston, and Chicago. We all come from somewhere. We all have a story. It isn't until we learn where we come from that we have a greater appreciation of who we as people are. America was created and developed into a melting pot despite epidemics, famine, war, politics, economic injustice, and environmental factors. America is a land of different faces, different places, different traditions, different cultures, ideas, and customs, and we should be proud of that.